Hello guys, welcome to our channel Eddu Hub. I am Bhaswata, your tutor, and in tutorial 1, this is episode 3. In this episode we will be getting familiar with the basics. Today we will learn that how to make a workspace and something which you will be needing for the entire course. But before that, I want to tell you that this course will be a bigger one and I really need to follow my script, So if I get too slow, just don't mind, because I think learning is very important than it is that how I am appearing to you. Okay, so let's start. And please check the description box once if you want to know that what we will be learning today. Okay. In the previous class we have seen how we can organize our workspace, like we can move this one above this and we can just store it here. Like we have learned these things. Now let's make our own that will be easier for us. So first of all, we will be keeping this toolbar in this side only, but there are many less tools, so go to this option, edit toolbar, and bring one by one these options. Camera here, bone tool here, and this tool inside that bone tool. This is width tool, this also should be here. This is pencil, brushes, everything are same, so everything are similar, so we need to get them as compact as possible. Okay, now where is our circle? Here is our circle. Very good. This is the 3D view. This should be inside this. Okay, so this is our toolbar. Now let's expand it a bit. No, keep it like this. You can also set it comfortable and compact form. Okay, now according to me, that this timeline should be up here, and there should be a properties panel. This should always be opened, and you can also add these here, so you won't be needing those places. Now go to Windows and select that whatever you want. That I'll be needing a library we have. Now we need a brush library, so this is a brush library. Just click and save it here. We just need to click and drag. Actions we don't need here. We have alignment, colors. Okay, swatches is something which is very important, so we are setting up swatches here, and we are dragging this color in the swatches panel, and in this panel we will be adding something more. Don't need anything else now. Let's get to properties, trim it. That's it. Okay, now this is our workspace. Now how to save it? Go to this workspace option, write your name, that is my workspace 1, and just save your workspace. Now see, here you are getting that my workspace 1. You can also delete it. Okay, after setting it as per your comfort, now see I have made this setup because this is ideal to me. See, now everyone has their different ideals. Now this is an ideal workspace for me to work with, and this is to be dragged a little bit. This is center stage. You can just click it and the stage will be at the center of your this window. Well, you can also move this one, but we don't move it. Okay, now we have named it. Okay, so everything is set, right? Now if you want that, if you don't like this dark appearance, or if you want even darker, then you can go to this edit and then go to preferences. For Mac, you just go to preferences and then edit preferences. There you will get an option UI theme in general category. You can get darkest or lightest or light. I love the darkest one, so I'm clicking this darkest and then save it. No, this is something unfamiliar, so let's just change it once again. Edit preferences, and this one. Okay, now let's talk about the stage. This is the stage, the white rectangle, this one. Okay, let me pick a brush. Sorry. Okay. Oh my god, okay. Yes, here. So this is a stage to call. Now what you can do is you can make something like, if you are drawing anything like this one, and if you don't want that this drawing don't go outside the rectangle, you can even click it. Okay, let's talk it about later. So this is the stage. Now whatever you draw inside will be shown like this. I have made a triangle, half outside and half inside. Now if I preview it, then you can see this, only this half portion, this one. Okay, you cannot see this one. Now if we just drag it there, then you can see. So this happens in about the stage, that everything you want to perform it inside the stage. Okay, now in the upper right corner of the stage you will see 4 options. Number 1 is center stage, that if you if you get the stage aside, then you can just click and the stage will be at the center of this small dialog box. This is rotation. You can just fix your rotation here, or you can just do this anywhere, any point you can add. Okay, but I don't want this, so I have center staged. Then you have this clip content. Now what is this? Now if you have a drawing like this, and if you click this, then the other side will disappear. See this one, and if you unclip it by again clicking it, then you will again see this. Now clipping is sometimes gets very important, as an animator, when you draw something, it gets very messy. So this option is very important. And then this option is called zooming. Now you all know that zooming is something which is always important. You can click Command or Control and scroll up or scroll down to make it like this. Command in Mac and Control in Windows. You can click spacebar to get this hand tool. Here it's also an hand tool, H, hand, and then you can click and drag anywhere. Okay. Now this is something called rough idea, you know. Whatever you draw outside this stage will be clipped. Now that is a very important thing. Just keep it in mind. Then comes the stage properties. Okay. Now what are the stage properties? If I just delete it, or if I just don't select it and just click in out stage, you will get this properties menu like this. In this menu, you are seeing these things in the dock. This one is snap to object. Now snap to object and snap align, we will discuss it later. This is the ruler. You can click and you can get a rulers. Now there's an interesting thing that from these rulers, if you click and drag something, these will come. These are guidelines, not guidelines, these are guidelines, and if you again push it in the ruler, then it will disappear. Now if you want to use this and say you have marked a position, sorry, this cross section, this one, this point, okay, then you can just lock it from this properties menu, and then nobody can move this one. Again you can bring a second one, and if you again lock this, then again. Now I have unlocked these and pushing it back to the rulers, because we don't need these guides now, but later we'll be needing these. Okay, after that there are some things called, you can say, after guides. Guides are very important, you should be knowing. So just let me tell you. See, if I make a mark here, and if I want to make a circle, say this one, perfect circle, but this is not in the center, so I can click the transform option and then I can go to the center, and see, it's taking the center. Maybe this is a clock and this is the center of a minute's hand or seconds hand. So for these are important. Okay, well, older versions have different interface. I must say that older versions have different interface, so I recommend to use Adobe CC, Animate CC 2020, because you will get more familiar things, because in 2014's version it's just too much different. Well, now then that comes your publish settings. Okay, here it's default, and in more settings you can even change the publish settings, that how you want to set your publishing options, but that's not important now. Then comes this stage size things, the document setting. Now this lock is for proportional distribution. Now if you change this one, then if you change the width, the height is also changing, you can see. And if you just open the lock, then only the width will be increasing. And then there is match content, you don't need that. Scale content. Now if you have a circle here, if you don't click this scale content, then the stage will get bigger or smaller, but that circle will remain same. But if you click this scale content, then see, your thing is also getting bigger. And as these are vectors, now what I mean by vector is, however you make this big, or small, that size that things will not be pixelate. Okay, that will remain as it is. But if you need sometimes like 1080p or 4K picture, then you must increase the size of height and width along with your animation. Then scale content is to be applied. Okay, actually I was checking with my notes, so now you are done with publish settings. But publish settings should be discussed later in more details. Now there are more settings, like you can anchor something, scale content, pixels, and you can distribute the units, that anything you want. Now that comes is stage color. You can change your stage color to black, to white, to any color. Now by default it's white always, but you can change. And see, that is FPS option, where you can change your frames. Now look in this position, this is 24 per 1 second. Now if I do it 30, then 30 per 1 second. Now this could be changed from this property, stage properties. This is very important because sometimes you work with 12 fps and then turn to 24 fps. That helps sometimes. Like when I design some websites from this Animate, yes, that is possible to design a website from Animate. So then I do these things. You can change this FPS every time. Now let's say if you go to the file menu, this menu bar, let's come to this menu bar, this file menu, and click in the option import. There are two options, rather 4 options, but main 2: import to stage and import to library. Now if you click import to library, and if you go to your main folder, like if I go to episode 2's folder, and if I click this hibiscus flower, then that is imported in the library. Now if I go to this library, this option library, you can see that this picture is there. Now I can drag it, and for this, if I once add this picture to library, now I am deleting it. Okay, now if I once add this picture in the library, okay, I'm deleting it from here too, then I don't need to enter this picture or import this picture from different locations every time I make a new animation. So I don't need to do that. But if I am just using something for one time, then I can use this import and then import to stage, and then just by clicking this option again, see, it's just getting here. There's nothing like it's going to library and then again I need to drag. There's nothing like those procedures. But if you need those things, if you know something repetitive manner, if you need something in repetitive ways, that you need a symbol or a picture or a GIF or something, or video maybe sometimes, you can just add it in the library and just bring it from there. Okay, now library panel is only for that, to store things in your library. I don't need, so I'm deleting it. Okay. Okay, you can also upload this in Creative Cloud. Now we are using this software, right? So this is an Adobe software, so Adobe Creative Cloud is always there for us to upload things. and we can even download from there. And Adobe stocks always help to download some other people's works if we need, but yeah, we need to pay for it. Okay, so Control R is the shortcut to import to stage for Windows. Now see, this is coming, this is written import, and Command R for Mac operators. Okay, now let's understand the timeline panel. This is the timeline panel. Okay, now see, let's see from the left. Okay, from the upper left corner, this is the view only active layers, this option, which gives that it will only show the active layers, that is this one only. Now if we had 3 layers, then this that will show that only we are working with. Now I have selected layer 2, then it will be showing layer 2, so it will show only one layer per time, the one we are using. If you have 2 layers, and if you have something in 2 different layers, and if you're working in any one, then that will show only that. Okay, we don't need these things, so let's delete this. Okay, after that it comes the camera. This camera is this adds the camera. Now you can just do something like animation in this camera, and many other animation works. Camera effects can be added, that zooming, zoom out, panning, and other things. After that, there is an option of show parenting view. Now this parenting view, if you have multiple layers and if you have a parent layer to it, then you can use this parenting option. Okay, now see, this is parenting option, but we don't need it. Then we have invoking layer depth panel. Now this layer depth panel is used for invoking some depth to the layers, that this will be in the front and the others will be in the back, but we don't need those now. Then it comes the frame rate. It is defined and it can only be changed from this properties panel, and if you want to change it before, then before starting a new document you can change it. Then it comes the frame number. Any frame number you are selecting, this will show the current frame number, that is the 11 is the current one. Then if I select this one, then 32. Okay, so like this. Well, then it comes these options like step back and step forward. Now step forward is for going to the after frames, and this backward frames, backward and forward, you can see. Now these are insert keyframe. You can insert any keyframe here. If you have selected this one, there is no keyframe. Like keyframe are those which have this small circle. Now these are blank keyframes. Okay, so you can click here and there will be another keyframe. Well, okay, F6 is the shortcut. Now I'm clicking F6. See, the same way it's working. Now if I have made like if I go to this third frame, and if I draw something in this first frame, like if I draw a circle here, then if I draw the next one here, then the third one here, then fourth one, then fifth one. Now you cannot see any difference here, right? But if we click to frame 3 and if you click to onion skinning, then you can see that you can see these backward frames, that what we have done here, and we can just change, like we can do it these, and we can change for any smoothing or any effect, just to relate with the previous frame. That if we draw a face like this and then suddenly if in the next frame we draw eyes like this, well, that will be not good at all, because there will be no match. So for that we use onion skinning, and there are also some options like all frames, anchor marker, advanced. Those we will be using later on. Okay, then it comes to edit multiple frames, that you can edit multiple frames at a time. You can edit everything at a single time. You can see that when I click here, it's selecting this particular frame. Well, okay. Now it comes to another option called create classic twin. Now classic twin is something I won't be telling you in details now. I'll tell these things later. But if you add classic twin, okay, so it requires 24 frames minimum, and if you just move it from here to here, when you play it, you will see that this is going very smooth. Now classic twin does is, we have made only 2 frames. We can also even make one in the middle and just change its position. See, so this classic twin only helps to make a, what do you say, pseudo frames, you can say, just to manage what we have done, like to make something smoother. Okay, then this option, this one, center frame, this brings to the frames in center. Then it comes a loop, we can play something in loop, then stay back 1 frame, then play, enter, or you can just play, you can just enter to play, or you can press the return key in Mac OS and then stay forward for 1 frame. Like if you have many frames like this, then you can go back 2 frames and play. Okay, so next it comes to zooming and zoom out the frames. You can define the frames, that how much you want to see in this small area. I always keep it to like this. I don't know the exact value, but this is something I am comfortable with. I can view every frame and I can select it very fast. It's not that lengthy that I need to scroll every time if I want to go to 5th second, and it's not even too small to see the frames and select those properly. So this is a good one according to me. Then it comes in the next line, you can see that this plus button actually adds new layer. See, you can add new layer, and this is the folder option. You can put a folder and then you can click and drag these layers under this folder just to organize things. You can just organize things, you can just do this, and if you want to delete, you can delete it once. You will get only 1 layer left, because there should be at least 1 layer, right? Okay, then there are something, this one is highlight layer, that you are highlighting this layer. This layer has something special, so you are highlighting it, that maybe a head of the character, or maybe a body of the character, or the background you want to highlight. You can highlight with this. This one is outline, that you can only see the outlines. Like, okay, let me show some example. This one, if I click to this, then the outline will only be shown. Okay, then it's view. If I have a circle and then if I close the view, this will apply to every layer. Okay, if I have some pictures in different layers, if I hide it once, then everything will be hidden, and if I hide one by one, then you can understand what I'm saying, I think. And then that's lock frame, lock layer. So you can lock and unlock layer from this. If you lock a layer, then you cannot move the objects or not even select. You cannot even select something. But if you unlock once, see, I have unlocked, and now see, I can select it. Okay. Then it comes to these markings, like these are 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, and these are frames, like 24 frames per second. Then comes layer and timeline. Now this layer have, if you right click in the layer, then you will get these options, and if you right click in the timeline, then you will get different options. So these are not same. So everything is very important here. If you really want to learn animate, then these are very important things. Now you need to know some basic shortcuts, okay, in the frames, right? See, if you right click in a frame, if you select a frame here like 30, and if you right click there, you will get some options. Now let's just focus on the frames. First you have insert frame. Every time you insert a frame, you will get a frame, but not a keyframe. You can't work here. If you work, then the work will be there. You see that this is getting black, this is getting darker. See, if I draw it anywhere in this, if I draw it here, this is getting black. So this is not, if I delete this one, then nothing is happening. You need to draw in a keyframe. Now keyframe is something which a frame consists of a circle, and this is a insert frame. Insert frame is just, this is only a frame and nothing else. Now if you select the next option, say if you have a frame here and you select it, right click and remove frame, then you can remove it. Say it's decreasing, see, so you can delete it. Now the next option is insert keyframe. Now see, this keyframe gives a small circle in the frame, and you can use it for many things, like you can draw, you can do something, you can do something inside that frame, okay. Then it comes to the next option called insert blank keyframe. Now blank keyframe and keyframe is quite same, they're not different. Yeah, if you have a frame here, like if you're working here, and if you insert a keyframe, then this work will get copied, okay, it will get copied here. But if you insert a blank keyframe, then no work will be copied and you will get a fresh frame. Now to insert a keyframe, you have a shortcut of F6 for both Mac and Windows. If you have Mac and Windows, you have same shortcut F6 and F7 for blank keyframes. Like, see, I'm typing this blank keyframe, and you can click F5 for for insert keyframes. These are very important. For frame by frame animation, we use F6 and F7 too much, and also F5. These three buttons are very important to us. Now it comes to, if you have a frame, if I have frames, and if I draw something here, and if I copy it here, okay, so I have an object from 46th frame to 90th frame, okay. Now if I want to copy this frame, then I need to select it, right click there. I missed this clear frame. Shift F6 is for clear frame. You can clear it, you can clear anything and turn it into a insert frame condition. I'm just undoing it. Okay, now cut frames are to cut something, and if you want you can paste from here. Paste frames, you can select one or select two or select more. Okay, now cut, copy, paste are same. And overwrite frames is if you have a frame here, say here you have a frame and this is like this. Now if you cut it here and paste it, overwrite this, then this will be removed. Overwriting. Now overwriting is not very important, and clear frames is always like clearing this frame. And select all frames is to select the whole layer. You can also select all frames by clicking this layer. You can just click in the layer, and if you double click in the layer, then you will get the naming option, that naming option. Okay, so it's enough. And now you can use the shortcut that Control Alt X for cutting or Command Alt X for Mac. You can use Control Alt C for copying or Command Alt C, and Control Alt V for pasting, Command Alt V for Mac users. Now selecting all frame is Control Alt A or Command Alt A. And you can even, after selecting, you can even reverse these frames. Like, let me draw something good. These lines are very disgusting. See, if I have this brush, okay, here I am creating new frames and I'm just drawing things. Now these are a few circles. Okay, it's like a ball getting very big and then going there. Now I don't want it to be like this, because after it gets to this place, it's getting to the first one, and I want that these all frames should be in reverse. So I copy these frames, I paste it from number 9. I am pasting it, and then I'm selecting it, then right clicking, and this reverse frame. Now see what you can see. See, it's first going from left to right till 9, then it is coming back. Now if I play, then see, this is happening. Okay, now these are something important. You've learned to use frames. Now let's work with the layer panel. First, create a new layer. Okay, I'm deleting it. I've created a new layer. Remove everything. Only a blank keyframe. Okay. Now I am importing an image. So file, import to stage. I'm doing the same thing. Okay, this one, and I'm making another layer. Now I'm naming it IMG1. This is the in the second episode I have shown this one. Okay, I think, or first one, I don't remember. And in the second layer I'm naming it IMG2, image 2, and image 1 will be in the the image 2 will be below. Okay, right. And then I'm importing an image in the next image 2. So okay, I need to resize it. Well, let's put it here. do the same thing which that rough sketch was doing, from going to left to right and then right to left, and the flower will go from right to left and then left to right. So what I'll do is I'll create new frames like F6, because F6 will copy the image. F6, and clicking the shift I will click the right arrow 3 times, and then again at an interval of 1 frame F6 and clicking shift right button. Okay, now again I will repeat the same process. And like this I will be doing till here. Interval is not that important. I can yes, it is important obviously, but now for the one I am trying to show, it's not that important, so I'm just making it bigger. Okay, so this is what I have made. This is moving from left to right, and I'll do the same with this flower. F6 and shift plus left arrow 3 times. I'm repeating this process. Okay. Here. Now it's something like this. Okay, see, this is happening, but again it seems to be like this forest image is turning into a flower and then coming down and getting to its position again, and then that flower is again turning to that forest. But I don't want that. I want it to be like the exact one we made earlier. So copy these frames at an interval, select these 2 frames and click and paste frames. Now select and make it reverse. So now let's see, this happened. Now this is better. This is what we wanted, right? The first I have shown that image 1 and image 2. Now see, this is the same one, but this is in episode 3. I have said that how to make it. Okay, now you can maintain layers, like you can maintain difference intervals and timelines, like for every 2 frames you want to move that image for 3 clicks, or you can use these guides that per frame you want to move in these distances. You can use these for uniformity, but I don't need those because I want to explain it to you, right? Well, now we made a slideshow of images. I want to make some slideshow of images. Now this is okay, I need to hide it first, or I don't need to hide this. I'm starting from second to second. Okay, from the 47th frame we are starting. So I'm naming it slideshow. I want to bring up some images. Well, I have only 2 images, so I'm showing only those. Don't repeat. to stay for 2 seconds. So 2 seconds is from 47 to here F6, and then I want it to be another picture. So import to stage pink hibiscus. No, don't replace it. Well, I don't have too much pictures saved. From next day I need to keep some more pictures, I think. Okay, now here we need the guides. Now this is the center roughly. So now see, this is the use of the guides to make same centers, and there are many uses too, not only this. Now I want this flower to stay for 2 seconds too. Okay, so no, I want this for 3 seconds, right? So here, then F6, then I need to show you another picture. Okay, then delete it from this and import another one. Let's see if I have something. Yeah, I have. Okay, the first one, I have a system requirement page. Okay, and I'm not maintaining these guides. Okay, so I'm keeping it for 1 second. Let's see what it shows now. Control enter. See first the animation, then one picture for 1, 2, then 1, 2, 3, then 1. Now this is it. We wanted to show a slideshow, and you can even make more slideshows. That depends on you. You can put images one above another, like here. I've showed it already to you, but again, just see this. You can just overlap one another. They can overlap, and you can use this feature for many things, like if you have a new layer. I'm just hiding everything except this new one, and in F6 I have drawing some face. Okay, and then another layer, and I'm drawing 2 yellow ears. No copyright issues. This is not Mickey Mouse. Okay. Now if I make it overlap, then see, these are getting behind. You can always change the color. So this is what happening. So this is the layer depth is so important. This is because the layer depth is so much needed for any animation, any single animation. Sorry if I have taken much long, because this tutorial is not that level important. Yes, it is important, but not that level important. But I need to show you slowly, because if I speak more, then you will understand more. But if you have shortage of time, then what I can say. Okay, now we have done it, and I think the idea of layer is quite clear to you. The frames I have also explained. We have named it slideshow. That's very good. You can even add more images. You can even add more images. Well, then it comes to nothing. Okay, so an idea is developed today that you can make a slideshow from Animate, at least. But Animate is not capable. Actually, it is capable of something more. It is not only for making some silly slideshows. It can make something different, and you can even take a slideshow to another level. You can make a photo album, a digital photo album with this, and even more. Okay, so it's very hardcore professional software, and we are just scratching the surface. Now that's it for today, though it's not very difficult one, but I will be uploading the files. You may download it from the new files. The link will be in the description. You can just download from here. Okay, thank you. Hope you liked the video. Please share and subscribe. Goodbye.